Hello everyone, I'm going to present to you my database funnel project application. Before I show you a demo of my application, I'm going to explain some of the code that is available here. First, let's start from main.java. Wait, before I start, I'm going to tell you that my application uses JavaFX for the graphical interface. Now, in the main.java, I initialize the JavaFX stage and scene. The JavaFX stage and scene is the window that is used to display the contents of the application. Now let's move to the GUI package. This GUI package contains all of the fxml file which is needed for the graphical interface. So what this fxml file do is they're like the layout or like the layout of the program basically. As you can see here like this item.fxml, it shows the layout of the item menu which is used to later access the item table in the database. And then there's a db.java. This db.java is like the main component of my program because the db.java contains all the function that I needed to access the tables from the application, access all the tables from the database in my application. The db.java contains function like connectdb, as you can see here, which is used to connect the application to the database. Then there is also functions which is needed to like get the rows from the tables, and then also to do like insert, delete, and update on the tables that is inside the database. And then the general of the db.java is that if it's a function which updates the tables in the database, it will use prepared statement. Meanwhile, if it's a select query, it will only use statement. Then there is the controller package. This controller package contains two types of file. This first is the controller. So what the controller does is set like it will control the action that happens, like it will control the user interaction with the menu. So for example, in item controller, it will like control like what will happen if the user, for example, press insert, delete, or update. Then for example, for like insert, so the way that insert work is that for example in the item controller, it will get the text from the item, like from these fields, and then it will call the function from the db.java. And then another thing. So this is the main menu controller. This is used to move between menus to other menus. So the reason that I made the public the DB object static is so that so whenever I access a new menu, it doesn't create a new connection. Then there's also like classes like item, ownership. Now, this kind of classes is used because in order for JavaFX to display your table contents, it will use table view. Now, for table view to display the contents of a row of a table, it needs some sort of a container like a setter getter. That's why, for example, as you can see in the item table, there's the attribute item ID, category, item name, price per item, quantity, and store ID, which as you can see here. Now, this is used as like a container to hold those values later, which is gotten from the result set when you execute the query. Now I'm gonna show you the base of my application. I mean the demo. Now this is the main menu. So for you to access a table, you just click one of these buttons. So let's say I wanna access the store table. Now as you can see, this is the store menu table, which is loaded from this fxml file. As I said before, this is as like a layout of the program. So let's say I wanna insert something to here. Let's say I'm gonna insert like name 6 and like store address. Let's say like Jakarta, and then I just press insert. You can also update just by like selecting the item you wanna update and then inserting the new value to the field. For example, I want to say like name, and then I just press update. Now most of the menu in my application will look like this. They basically have the same functionality, but they only like display different table. They usually will all have delete, update, insert, and refresh. As you can see, like for example, owner and ownership and supplier, they all have like the same layout as stores. But there is also some exception as some of the menu have additional features. For example, in transaction. Now, because for the transaction table, it has a lot of foreign key. That is the item ID, transaction type ID, supplier ID, and also like store ID. So instead of making the user memorize the, let's say the item ID they want to insert in the transaction table, we use a combo box. So this way the user don't need to memorize and just select either one of these when they want to insert a new record in the in the transaction table. And then and for the update, usually for the update of some of the table, what you can do is you can just like fill in the field that you want to update. Well, for example, like in this transaction table, you can only update the quantity because of technical reasons. As updating anything else, then the quantity will like break the transaction table. And that is basically it. Thank you for listening to my presentation.